Trevor Rafferty to the skies in his beautiful Pitts Model 12. Why back in time? Well, the heyday of barnstorming really began at the end of World War I. Young men were returning home with a new set of skills in the air, as well as a new sense of adventure, and they couldn't imagine going back to their mundane lives in the factories or fields. So fortunately, there was an abundance of war surplus training aircraft, biplanes, two-seaters, and they could be purchased for pennies on the dollar. These restless airmen would travel the nation, landing in farmers' fields on the outskirts of town, and they would sell rides. Sometimes they would talk a young person into grabbing a wagon and going back and forth from town to the farmer's field, delivering fuel. Sometimes with the promise that they might get an airplane ride. Whether they got that ride or not remains to be seen. But to attract attention, those barnstormers would perform stunts over nearby villages and towns, and if they were lucky, the occasional country fair. And that's what Trevor Rafferty is showcasing for us here today in his beautiful Pitts Model 12. A little taste of what the barnstormers would do back in the days following World War I. Rolling the airplane down that 45-degree downline. The airplane Trevor is flying today, although it's not actually from the World War I era, was designed to have that same sort of look though, as well as that feeling of those old airplanes. It was designed by Curtis Pitts. This is the last in a long line of aircraft that were designed by Curtis Pitts. The legendary biplane started way back in 1930 when Curtis Pitts designed and built a single-seat biplane.
I built this airplane. The theme is supposed to be like a 1930s racer theme. I tried to dress the part, and my show is kind of geared to that. Low-level aerobatics with lots of smoke and noise, and it's a high-powered airplane with very lightweight.
Flat spins the Model 12 towards the ground. See in the smoke system there that he is spiraling towards the water here. I think it's about time to get out of this flat spin here, Trevor. Right about now, he points the heavy end down. What do you think of Trevor Rafferty so far in the Pitts Model 12? Again, powered by a 360 horsepower Benyev M14P engine, the exact same engine at powered board price. Through the skies, it is back 50. Beautiful barrel roll right there at Show Center. Just imagine a 40.
Oh, I built it just for aerobatics. It has no other purpose in the world. It doesn't travel well. It's open cockpit. It's cold and windy, but it does good aerobatics. That's what it's built for. It's a single purpose.
Yes, the seatbelts in the aircraft, all the blood rushing to his head. It's gotta be really, really painful. Remember I told you about what it feels like to have positive G's? Well, negative G's is kind of like having a vice grip on your hand and having it squeezed really, really tight. And Trevor Rafferty goes from positive G's to negative G's back to positive G's sometimes in just a couple of seconds. Very tight, beautiful barnstormers loop there at Show Center. And now a snap roll. If you look really close, as Trevor Rafferty brings that Model 12 around, you will see that this is an open cockpit biplane. That means his hair is being tousled by the wind being produced by that great big propeller, as well as the wind as it moves through the wings of that aircraft. A series of rolls down the show line, now choosing that outside turn away from the crowd line. That's gotta be hurting. rolling around this 180-degree turn. He'll stop it right there on the outside, line himself up with the show line once again.
So I started with a roll of drawings, bought them from the guy that designed the airplane, laid it out on the floor, started building jigs, built every single piece of the airplane. Bought an engine, it sat in the corner until I was ready for it, had the engine overhauled when it was ready, put it all together, and it's number 5. I built 4 airplanes before this. It's not my first rodeo, so yeah, but this is by far the best airplane I've ever built.
Watching the dust off the airplane there as he flies by our fireboat, marking the end of the aerobatic box. He gets that airplane turned around. Look at the incredible maneuverability of the Pitts Model 12. Trevor was born into aviation, growing up around the wood and fabric airplanes that flew out of a small pasture near the town of York, Ontario. His father being a pilot, Trevor would fly an airplane by the age of 12 with his dad, helping him along to make that flight legal.
So I come from a background of fabricators. My father was we had go-karts and mini bikes, and I built all that stuff since I was a kid. And then I'm from Hamilton. Everything is industry there, and I'm a millwright by trade. I've built everything. I've built all kinds of stuff. This is by far the best thing I've ever built, though.
Built this airplane from raw materials, folks. It's not a kit plane. It took about 3.5 years to build this aircraft. That's 3.5 years of late nights and dedication. He included some of his own custom design ideas of his own. Like we said, it has that look of a 1930s classic biplane, but the performance of a modern-day aerobatic aircraft. And again, what a beautiful sound as he kicks it over in another beautiful hammerhead turnaround. Now coming out of that dive, upside down again, -4 to 6 Gs.
Actually, my day job is flying for a flying school. We're Upright Aviation Academy in Burlington, Ontario. I instruct there. We teach aerobatics, upset recovery training. We do sell thrill rides. Anybody off the street can buy a ride from us, and you'll get that experience, upside down, straight up, straight down. We do everything and it's geared to the person. If the person just wants us to take it easy, we do that. It's your flight. We give you what you want. But yeah, you can get the full experience. It's my day job now.
As a millwright in the steel companies of Hamilton, Ontario, he's now working full-time, flying air shows and teaching aerobatics. Straight up into the sky, pushing the stick forward, all those negative G's. Believe it or not, the wings are not producing lift right now. It's the fuselage of the aircraft. It also helps you have a 360 horsepower engine to literally pull you through the sky. And you see Trevor Rafferty puffing some smoke in his final pass here. And as he goes by, wave your hands, wave your hands. Let him know how much you appreciated his performance here today. Oh, we're having a great time here at the day number 1 of the 2023 edition of the Canadian International Air Show.